I'm seriously going to die of anxiety. I don't know what's going to happen next. Damn Seung-ho, always misunderstanding everything like a freaking a-hole. My poor baby didn't want to escape, okay? It's all a big misunderstanding. At least my baby Nakyum has his well-deserved rest from all of this world's bullshit. Please let him explain, my lord. This poor child, he's been through much already. Can he just have a little bit of happiness? Is that too much to ask? This and the new chapter of My Suha, and I know that Love is an Illusion is coming up next, is all making me anxious and I don't like it. Before we get started, I just want to remind our viewers that if you like seeing more yaoi content and would like to support this channel, please don't forget to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Feel free to message me in my Twitter or Instagram at ZEALED FUJOSHI, which I'll be using to interact with viewers about more yaoi content. If that's something that interests you, feel free to follow me at ZEALED FUJOSHI. Finally, this video will contain explicit content and a lot of manhwa spoilers. With that in mind, please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, without further ado, let's jump into chapter 61 of Painter of the Night. I just want to say this, and I'm gonna censor myself, but bleep! I thought Seung-ho is the smartest guy in the region. Seung-ho needs to stop being dumb. Thinking Nakyum left him, and just look at what's in front of him. Isn't there any marks on his hands from his hands being tied on a rope? And his throat should have some marks because no name choked his throat. I mean, come on, like, investigate. Come on, you're the smartest guy in the region. And no, Seung-ho, please notice that he didn't want to run away. He was kidnapped. Oh my god, I'm gonna be depressed for another week. My god, all of these manga chapters are all making me crazy. But then again, a part of me, like, if I just calm down for a minute and I think about it, you know, I would also assume that Nakyum was trying to escape. He was found unbounded, like he wasn't tied up or anything. He was just laying down on the snow, passed out. So given that Seung-ho is barely realizing his feelings for Nakyum, he might feel as if he got trolled and that Nakyum was only, you know, acting the way he is so that Seung-ho would let his guard down so that he can escape again. Character development would mean that Seung-ho listens to Nakyum with an open mind once Nakyum explains his side. The thing that worries me is I have this feeling on my gut that for the sake of the heart-wrenching drama and possibly even more sales for the author or editors, he'll instead not listen to Nakyum and make Nakyum suffer. And next week will really be a pivotal moment for the main characters. But then again, at least No Name and Jihwa, you know, No Name's gonna punish Jihwa's bottom as much as he can. But, you know, in all seriousness though, like, I have a feeling that we're gonna be back to square one with this series, and I really don't want that, you know. I want them to progress. So part of me is hoping that he would listen to Nakyum and they're gonna have the talk, or that he's gonna figure it out himself that something's not right, or that I really hope that the author will not go through the route where he's not gonna listen and he's gonna be abusive and they're gonna be back to square one. I really hope that's not the case, but we'll see next week. But in all seriousness, no, like they really need to have a heart-to-heart talk, and it needs to be ASAP. I get it that a noble and a peasant is frowned upon. They obviously are aware of this fact. That's why their feelings are like this up until this point. But come on, say something. There will be plenty of relationship challenges between nobles and peasants. But can we get over the first hurdle and just let them express their mutual feelings for one another? And another thing that worries me that doesn't seem to be talked about a lot is Seung-ho's opium usage. I hope he doesn't get addicted and the story ends with him going crazy or probably overdosing. We're already seeing signs of this, and this is making me worried. He really needs to lay off that thing, but maybe with a happy relationship with Nakyum, he can stay away from all the drugs. But then again, that's one of the things that worries me about Seung-ho, and also about Nakyum, our cute little Nakyum. Stop the tears, please. Put your big boy pants and fight for your rights, and also for your man. I feel like Seung-ho is really giving us nothing right now. He just shows his same psychotic expression. The whole period of him contemplating whether he likes Nakyum or not didn't even change anything. Like I said before, we're going one step forward, but then again, 2 steps backwards, and that's so tiring. I really have a lot of mixed feelings in this chapter. It sure is reassuring that Nakyum was out of danger, but the story was not too much compelling for me. Seung-ho at least seems, dissatisfied. He's disappointed by Nakyum's escape, and we see him cry and tries to go for his neck. Maybe he was gonna ask him why, but when he heard Nakyum say my lord, it made him back up and come back to his senses. I kind of want to believe that mist that was created by his breath proves that he was kind of reassured to some degree that at least Nakyum is thinking about him, Nakyum lives again, and his nightmare with the masked man. It seems like the mask will be his new traumatic item for now. But, every object, person, and event leaves him a psychological scar. Look at how Seung-ho, Inhun, Jihwa, the dead servant, and the paintings, and No Name are all very traumatic for Nakyum right now. So when he wakes up, he's all locked up, and I don't know if that is Seung-ho's robe, but it looks like someone's robe is covering Nakyum. And when he wakes up, the very first person he looks for, he calls desperately for, is his lord. I think Seung-ho isolated Nakyum to make him troubled and make a mistake when interrogating him. being isolated can drive someone insane. And the part with Jihwa and No Name is very underwhelming. Everyone was expecting this to be the final outcome, but then again, it came sooner than anticipated. I will like this chapter depending on how the next chapter unfolds. I believe Seung-ho was always cunning since the beginning and was always one move ahead of everyone else. But I hope that he sees that there are hints that doesn't add up and should pick it up, notice it at least, that Nakyum never escaped without his painting tools or, his other belongings, They didn't find any of his belongings with his body, He was just Nakyum, Losing anything that can keep him warm is just also nonsensical. I talked about this in the previous chapter. Like, if he loses his headgear and his scarf, why would you walk through the cold winter night? Why would you run away like that? It just doesn't make sense. And I don't know if one of the reasons why Seung-ho was shocked is maybe he saw that Nakyum has a bruise on his lip. Maybe he will think about how he got that. But there's so many clues. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some clues that should trigger Seung-ho to investigate further. And I really hope I'm not mistaken by the previous chapter that probably Nakyum heard Jihwa's voice. But then again, I also feel like he's such an angel. I wouldn't be surprised if he covers up for Jihwa. I mean, he's such a good guy. He might think that, they let him go, so he's not gonna talk. I would welcome a side couple if this is done right. This is not the case, unfortunately. I hope Jihwa and No Name, has sex as soon as they can do it. So I do feel bad for Jihwa. He went through a lot of troubling things. But the fact that he even thought of kidnapping Nakyum and actually doing it is a huge no for me. I do give him points for not killing him, but then again, I don't care too much for his redemption or if he gets his own side plot. I'm kind of 50-50 about Jihwa and No Name. But, spoiler alert, Jihwa is about to get his back blown out. And that's good because he probably needs to have a good lay. But before I leave, can someone explain if Seung-ho was just standing in the room with Nakyum, or was it his imagination? I think that, since Nakyum laid down, some time just passed and then he fell asleep, and then Seung-ho came in and was just staring at Nakyum. But I don't know, it's such a confusing last page. So I would love to hear from you guys. Also, I hope everyone else hasn't forgot about the other crazy dude of this series. I'm talking about Lord Min. The guy that said he wanted to sleep with Nakyum before Jihwa killed him. Hopefully, the smartest guy in the region figures it out soon, because I don't want any more drama. I don't think I can take any more drama. Okay, that's all of my rant for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to follow my social media to be teased about some of the boys' love that I'm interested in. Feel free to leave me a message and converse with me. I'd love to hear back from you. Also, don't forget to support the author. All the manhwa details can be found in the description below. Again, thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.